right. Welcome back into another episode of Indiebnb. Today we are joined by the wonderful Kate Nash coming straight to us from London. Kate, how we doing? How was 2 p.m. over there?
It's good. It's good. I'm just having a drink. I'm just having a little cup of coffee. And I've been doing interviews and stuff today to promote the tour. And I'm also kind of working on a song in between, which is fun.
All right. Well, maybe we're going to get a little, maybe we'll make it in the song. Who knows?
Exactly.
I love that.
Part of the music.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously it's your first tour in the US since 2018. And, you know, I guess I wanted to start with like, how excited are you just to get back out there and you kind of get in front of the crowd again?
Yeah, no, I'm really excited. I feel like I'm really interested to see what crowds are like, because I've really noticed a difference in crowds since the pandemic in the UK. And also just, I think youth culture has changed dramatically. I've been playing shows for nearly 20 years, like 18 years. And young people interact really differently. So I'm like super interested. I'm really interested to see like what fans are new and like to see like old faces. And I love when you see fans that have kind of grown up, and that's really sweet. And just kind of see, you know, like it's such an interesting relationship to have with people that you don't really know, but you kind of know through your music. And I love traveling. I love being on the road in America. And Canada is so cool. And, you know, the open road, like get the whole gang together, and you like, it's such a fun experience to tour North America. So I'm excited.
Nice. Well, do you have like kind of a similar crew that you're rolling with from, you know, over the years, or like, has it grown a little bit? What's the tour crew look like?
Yeah. So I have my band. I have Boom and Emma, who are my guitarist and bassist, who have been with me for like 12 years. So we've really been around the block together. And my drummer, Chrissy, has been around for a good few years. And then I actually have all American crew. Everybody's new. But I've like interviewed everyone. I've like, you know, hired everybody based off of like trying to be inclusive of diversity, and also like personalities that I think are awesome and will work. And I'm just like really excited to meet everyone, I guess, and for us all to come together. And then my lighting engineer, Paula, who's also from Britain, she's like from the UK. She's such an amazing like genius. I hate doing shows without her, because she's so creative, and she's like a mad wizard. And like she makes the show so special, so it'll be fun.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I mean, you know, good to have a good kind of tight knit group, and then you get some new faces in there. So this one seems like it'll be a good mix. But like,
keep it fresh.
Yeah, I like it. Well, speaking of keeping it fresh, like the karaoke element, I obviously a personal fan of karaoke. Never seen a microphone I didn't like. So
okay.
You know, what are you expecting there? I mean, obviously you're going to be getting ready, but like. That's something new that I've never heard of people, you know, doing. So talk to me about that.
So I'm doing karaoke therapy. Yeah. Well, last time I toured America, tension was high politically. Trump was in power and fights were breaking out at my shows. And I really felt like it was because Trump was in power and tension was just high. I feel like people were like extra sensitive because the political climate was just so intense. And obviously like the election's coming up, and I'm really like aware that people feel passionately about politics, especially these days. And I was like, what can I do to kind of maybe think, if that's going to happen, what can I do to stop that from happening? How can I like unite the crowd? You know, like the feeling at the end of the show where you're all like, oh, we like got through this. Like we had this amazing, unique, like shared experience. And like, I kind of am friends with these people now, but like we're all like shared something together, and you kind of feel unified as a crowd. I was like, how can I create a feeling of that before I even play? And I was like, karaoke therapy, to just kind of break the tension and break the ice, and sort of say to people like, we're all just people and we're here to have a good time, and you're going to like be around a bunch of strangers. And I just want you to like look at a stranger with like a little bit of joy. And I feel like karaoke does that, because you like see someone do karaoke and you're like, that was so cool. And like, you see a little bit of personality in a stranger. And it's like, I think that's quite a simple way of bringing people together. And also I love that karaoke brings like someone who would like think that my job is really scary, like getting up and playing a show, but would sing karaoke. Like someone who's like scared of public speaking would get up at the bar and like do a karaoke song. Like it kind of is a weird threshold that like a lot of people will cross, even if they wouldn't normally. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Well, do we have any songs that are on like the no fly list? Like no, don't stop believing. Like, do we have any that like you're like, all right, off
No
limits?
Stairway to Heaven. Should we have a
Yeah,
sign?
yeah, no
No,
stairway, none of that.
I do kind of want to like vet some of the songs, because I feel like there's certain tunes that will just like bring everyone together. But then also you want to be able to give somebody like a, like the underdog, or like a song where you're like, whoa, they didn't see that coming. And it was amazing, because some people have like great karaoke songs that like you just didn't expect. So I'm really interested to see what people are going to want to do.
I love it. I love that. Well, I mean, yeah,
What's your karaoke tune?
Well, I've got a couple. I've got a list, and I'll pull it up. I have because I started this list. I was like, there's got to be like a B-side kind of, not just like the things that normally people hear, but I'll give you a couple, like Brandy by Looking Glass. One that's actually a UK person that I've wanted to do, never done. Sometimes by Jerry Cinnamon.
Okay.
I've wanted to get on that one. That'd be interesting.
That would be cool.
Of course, we're in the South here in Atlanta, but like calling Baton Rouge. I lived in Baton Rouge for 5 years in Louisiana, so that's one that's
cool.
Kind of is tight and can definitely gets the crowd rolling in certain areas of the country. So
yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
But what about you? What's your go-to whenever you go?
I really, really am into doing like the Cars, Just What I Needed at the moment. Like, it's such a tune. It's such a good tune. Like, that's probably my top choice currently. But I feel like it changes because I could throw in some like Eminem, just to like do some rapping. It's always kind of fun. And then I'm always like a fan of like an 80s ballad, like something dramatic, with like a slamming door kind of moment and a fog machine.
Yeah, get the whole production. Well, like I mean, for this tour, obviously Nine Sad Symphonies is the album. Everybody go stream it, listen to it, in all the different places. But a couple songs, we always do a song spotlight on this where we go through and you kind of zero in on how you created something specific, right? So I picked out 3 songs. I want to do one that's a little bit off the beaten path for it's the last song on the album, Vampire. Like things I wrote down when I was listening to it, real folky. It sounds like we should be singing it around a campfire. So like what are some of the how did you create that song? Like what was the writing process like? Take me from 0 to 100 on that one.
Okay, this is actually a great story because so my boyfriend, we've known each other for a really long time, since we were like teenagers essentially, but we were friends. He like dated someone I went to school with, and we were friends in our early 20s, and we didn't see each other for like 5 years, lost touch, met up. And actually Space Odyssey 2001 is about our first date. But we just kind of fell in love in this really beautiful way where I thought romance was, I was in my like romance is dead phase. When you're like, oh, that's only for teenagers. Like everyone knows love is horrible. Relationships just terrible. It's all a lie. Ha ha ha. Good one. And so we fell in love in this like really magical way that I was like, oh my God, like romance is real. And like, you can actually really like the person that you date. And like, I don't know, I'd been in like not great relationships, I think, before. And it was really refreshing and really romantic and like really healing. And we made a like short film years ago in our early 20s as friends, where we played a vampire. He was a vampire and I was a nerd, and it was shot on Super 8. And the story was basically like this nerd was like getting bullied for being a nerd, and the vampire was like fell in love with the nerd and then like killed everybody that like bullied and like sucked their blood, and then they end up like turning themselves. She also like, they want to be together, so she becomes a vampire, and they're kind of being hunted, so they end up like just going into the sun. And so that film we made when we were like 23, it never got edited. It was just like shot on Super 8, sat somewhere on a disc for like 10 years. And for his like 33rd birthday, I was like, I'm going to find that footage. I'm going to track it down. I'm going to make it into a video, and then I'm going to write a song for it. And so that's what I did. And that's The Vampire was his birthday present. And like, there's a music video that's all on Super 8 from when we were like 23. And he was so shocked. He was like, oh my God, how did you even find this? And I was like, have my ways. But it was really fun to do.
Wow. What a story. I mean, like
Yeah.
that's you get that one took a little bit of marinating, I guess, to
Yeah.
get the song right and everything. Now, with your process there, like, do you just like go back, watch the film and see, and then kind of get inspired there? And like, where's the music come from on that front?
Yeah, I guess like I knew I wanted it to kind of feel like it was Super 8, the grainy Super 8-ness of the footage, I guess, brought the sort of like acoustic guitar and the
Hmm.
countryness of it. And then I just wanted to write, I was just feeling like in love and feeling like this beautiful thing for somebody and wanting to write songs for someone, which is like such a cool feeling when you get that,
Yeah.
because it's like rare, I guess. It's like when you've like first fall in love with somebody, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to write 100 songs about you. Like it's so fun. And it's a nice thing to do for somebody, because it's like very unique to be able to write someone a song.
100%.
So yeah, like I guess I like sense of humor in my songs too. So I like made some jokes in there, and because I knew it was going with the film, it was obviously the vampire is like him, but it is also about like wanting somebody to kind of stay in touch with their like wild side and like who they are, and like being in a relationship where we don't like, we like each other for who we are, and we're not trying to like
Hmm.
change each other, and I'm not trying to
Yeah.
like, and to remind yourself like in the future to be like, just never tell someone to like stop being who they are because you love this person. And like sometimes relationships become about control, and you're actually like, I feel like for a long time in my 20s I was just like with people that I'm like projecting something onto them, and then they
Hmm.
weren't that, and then you're like, what, you're disappointed. But actually, I don't know, we're taught really weird things about relationships in like movies and
Yeah.
TV and stuff. So yeah, it was about just like wanting someone to like be themselves.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, I think like I love the song because of just like, I can feel it now with the backstory. Like I'll appreciate it even more. And like,
Yeah.
you
Cool.
know, transitioning into, a little bit more on like kind of the making of albums and kind of how, you've been
Mm.
doing this for, a fair amount of time. Like,
Yeah.
how much is the promotion and the, kind of this part of it changed from, foundations to now? Like, I mean, like, is this a,
Oh my God, a
really
lot. So much. I mean, did podcasts even exist? I think like Tom Green maybe had one, but he was like the
yeah.
only person in the world. I yeah, it's changed so drastically. The landscape, to be honest, now frightens me.
Yeah.
I am so glad I'm not starting out now.
Hmm.
I don't know how you do it. And I just don't like the commentary from every single random fucking shithead in the world, like giving you feedback that you didn't ask for. Like,
Hmm.
what the hell is wrong with people? I think comments, frankly, should be switched off. I am so over comments. And I get lots of really nice comments. I just kind of sick of like seeing it in the world of just like everybody
Yeah.
getting involved. It's like everyone's acting like adolescents, and then they're like, for young people right now, it must be so scary kind of putting yourself out there. So I don't envy that. And I feel, of course, there's so much exposure and there's so much cool stuff that you get to do now that you didn't. And there's opportunity for independence, but there's all this like algorithmic control. And I could bitch about the industry like permanently, but the positives are that like there's ways to have independent careers, there's ways to find and connect with people
Hmm.
online that you wouldn't otherwise. I mean, my whole career is because of MySpace, and even signing to Kill Rock Stars is because I put out a TikTok in the last couple of years being like, I don't have a label, I'm kind of looking for someone, and that's how that happened. So there's definitely positives, but like I do think that it's quite intimidating, and I feel like young people must have to think about how they look and their image and all that in such an insane way that like I'm glad that I came up in a time when that was just the beginning, and it was
Hmm.
early days, and it was like you just had to put up a photo from your gig and then let's like play gigs, and like what is happening?
You had to focus on being a great musician, not necessarily a great marketer.
Right,
And,
yeah, marketing is, oh my God, it to me is so boring. Like
yeah.
I get that it's important, I get that people can like have impressive marketing campaigns, but like, God, really, is that it? Do we all just have to try to be Coca-Cola? I'm like, I just literally don't care. I don't really care about good marketing. I Yeah, that's not what art
Yeah.
is about for me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
But
I
I
think a lot of people definitely share your sentiment on that. Like,
yeah.
I always tell people, I mean, even with this, like we're doing, the promo for things like this, and it's like, hey, you need to do this, this, and this, and it's like, I think I want to just talk to interesting people and put it out there. Like, I think that's my goal, and if we get some cool conversations along the way, that's kind of the way I look at it. And like the bands we talk with, like a lot of them are starting out, and like a lot of them are in that kind of phase where it's like, hey, I have to go make 12 TikToks a day and like go through this process, and they're asking me to do this, this, and this. And the people who are, there's two kinds, the people who kind of see it and they do it as a chore, and there's some people who will see it and do it as kind of an opportunity. And either way, like I think you're getting your art out there in one form or fashion. One guy I talked to in Australia, he was like, look, like I'm going to go out there and just be myself on it and do my best, and we'll see how it goes. And if the algorithm picks me up, great. If not, we'll move on. But what the for you, like the writing process, has that been pretty consistent for you, like just across all the albums? Like with your do you go and sit down in a coffee shop and think about it? Like, do you have a specific kind of ritual you do whenever you get into that mode?
I like writing lyrics a lot in like transit, I guess. I like being out, and it's not like I go to a coffee shop and sit and watch. I'll be like on the tube, or I'm like in a taxi, or I'm like out and about, and I'm just kind of like, oh, I've seen something that I thought was interesting. Or if I go somewhere and do something, I like to write. I have like a lyrics folder in my notes filled with just like things that I've been up to, or little thoughts that I'll have about someone that I just see that day, and try to like remember it and write it down. And it doesn't necessarily become a song, but it's just to like remind my brain to like think creatively and that there's like poetry kind of everywhere in the everyday. And then it's about trying to become focused. And I think discipline is really important as you get older, because when you're young, you have like endless days for just kind of like, your whole life is daydreaming and being creative. And then when you're like 37, you're like the 17 weeks have gone by and you're like, what the hell just happened? Like that went so quick. So now I have to be disciplined. I have to force myself to be creative more, I think. But then I also think that thinking, I know it sounds kind of silly, but thinking about things is part of my process. So like feeling something, reacting to it, having the emotion, and then just like thinking. And then that will help me like mold something. So like you can work creatively just by doing nothing really, and just taking in stuff, and starting to mold that into something.
That's interesting. It's like everyone's got a different type of process. I like that you in transit, you're trying to think about like, just you're taking the world in, and then you're percolating on it to kind of get the,
because you see such amazing things in transit. Like I just saw today, I mean, it doesn't even have to be this dramatic, but I just saw this woman like crying at the tube, and like someone was holding her, and I was like, oh, the way that like that person was holding her was like so intimate, and like I was just like, oh my God, like I wonder what's going on. And then I'm just like gone. Or you'll just see somebody like acting on the tube, like eating something, or like playing PlayStation, or laughing with their friend, or like a bunch of kids got on today, and it's like kids are always like smirking, and like there's just like so many stories everywhere. And I'm so curious about like what the person's wearing, and like where they're going, and why they are sobbing or like laughing, or, like there's so many like things to pick up on in life. How people's behaviors are in public is very interesting to me.
Do you ever just make up a story about kind of a backstory for everybody? Like I'm kind of guilty of that. I'll be like, oh man, well this guy just,
totally
just sobbing, his wife left him, like what happened?
Exactly. You're always like, I get really sad sometimes when I see someone miss the train, and they like look like, so, when someone like looks so bummed out that they missed it, and I'm like, oh, I feel like they really needed to not have that happen to them today. And it's like, fuck, I'm so sorry.
That is like the feeling of sheer disappointment when those doors close and someone's like, coming right down. No, God.
And you're just like, you feel like it's like the last straw of their day. Like they've just had a shit day, and that was fucking it. And they're like, of course I missed the fucking train as well. And you're like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh man. Well, hopefully when people are coming to your show, they're not missing the train. When you're creating the experience, right? I'm sure you've taken a lot of time and like done a little bit of look in and be like, all right, hey, like here's what the live set list is going to look like. We've done some rehearsals. So like what goes into that? Like, do you feel like you have a formula from previous tours where you're like, hey, we get them up and then we get them down and then we go, in the middle for a little bit? Like what's your strategy there?
Yeah, I think it's cool to think about the journey you want to take the audience on. And I like thinking about that from the music that they're hearing when they come into the venue, and like the lights and what's on stage and how does the stage look, and what are you wearing? And then obviously the songs and kind of how you want to like talk to people. And you can plan for a lot of it. And then the rest of it is like leaving room for improvisation, and things are going to happen that you don't expect. Sometimes amazing interactions with fans happen that are just make the show totally unique. And or like, an instrument breaks and you're like, oh, okay, we're doing this completely differently. And I think stuff like that is good. It's like healthy to mix things up. But yeah, I think now, I have like so much music now. I've been doing this 18 years. So it's like I have to rehearse a lot because I want to be able to take people on different musical journeys and give them different albums. And then if someone one night is like, we want to hear this song, I want to be like, fuck it, let's play that song, and like throw it in, like be able to do it. So be able to be like flexible a little bit. But yeah, I like to think about like how the show should feel from the top and how to make it exciting and feel special, and then how to end it like intimately, and in between can be a mix of stuff.
All right. Well, I mean, the people of Philadelphia, you better be ready. October 10th, get it going. Get there. They're going to have, you're going to be going on a Kate Nash journey, And
that's our first gig too. So I think we'll be so like ready to go. We'll be so pumped for that. So
I love that.
Philly's a great town as well for music. I mean, always have a good show in Philly.
Yeah. I love the people of Philly. Very passionate group, and just, they're always excited about, and excited about something. For the final part of this, we're going to try dive into Pete Peterson's party pack of questions.
Okay, let's do it.
the rapid fire segment here. Okay.
But I have to warn you, it's about food. I'm vegan, by the way. Is this going to affect
It is vegan friendly. Actually.
Okay, good.
So
good.
It is vegan friendly. Great. Actually, there might be some things that I don't know that are vegan that may so
you could probably have a vegan version of everything these days too, right? Like it's easy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's go. Right. Pete Peterson's party pack of questions. 20 questions right in a row. Kate Nash, cake or pie?
Cake.
Cake. All right.
It was hard, but cake.
Salad or soup?
Salad.
All right. She's crunching. Let's go. Sunrise or sunset? What are you seeing more of these days?
Definitely sunset.
Sunset. All right. This is a really American one, and I'm going to go ahead and ask it anyway. Home run or touchdown? What would you rather do?
The home run is baseball.
Baseball. Yep.
I think that would be fun. I think like a touchdown would be so scary because I'd feel like I'm going to die at the end of it. But like, I think that baseball, it feels like I've seen it in a million movies, and I'm ready for that moment for myself. Yeah.
I love that. Running around the bases. Maybe give one of these, that's it right there. All right. Are you having more nights in or nights out these days?
I feel like I have been having lots of nights in because I'm about to basically have nights out for 3 months because my job is having nights out. So I feel like I don't know how to pick that.
Okay.
Is that good enough?
That's good enough. That's good enough for sure.
Okay, good.
When you do go out, and like, let's say you're going out for fun, we're going to go out to the disco, as they call it in London. And your jam comes on. Are you more likely to hit the robot or the worm on the dance floor?
Oh, well, I did actually learn to do the worm for Glow season 4, which we never got to finish. So any opportunity to like show off the skill that I learned, it's got to be the worm.
Got to be the worm. I love it. All right. Whenever you get on tour and you maybe hit your favorite Tex-Mex spot, are you a guac or queso person?
Oh, guac for sure.
Guacking around. All right. Waffles or pancakes in the morning time?
Tough choice. Pancakes.
Pancakes. All right. Coffee or tea with your pancakes?
Coffee.
All right.
Dogs or cats? Dogs. I have 2 dogs.
2 dogs. All right. Are you more like a ninja or a pirate?
I am a pirate through and through.
Okay. All right. This one, we're not sponsored by either of these companies, but Gatorade or Powerade? Gatorade. All right. Toast or bagels?
Ooh, toast.
Toast. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Chips or pretzels? And I'm talking like potato chips, like Lay's or whatever.
Chips.
Chips. More versatile.
Yeah.
Fries or tots? And those are crisps or tots for you?
No, that would you mean chips there.
Oh, chips? Chips, sorry, yeah.
But like French fries? French fries.
Yeah.
French fries.
French fries.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. After a long day out on the tube, TV show or a movie to kind of unwind?
I'm doing TV at the moment. I'm doing some Larry David and Sopranos. So depending on my mood, I'm flipping between the two.
All right. She's on the Max app. Let's go, folks. All right. Are aliens real?
Of course.
What about Bigfoot?
You think you're in an infinite universe and there's no fucking aliens? Are you insane? Of course, Bigfoot is real. I've had an encounter with Bigfoot. I know Bigfoot is real. I'll say no more.
We'll dive in later. On the next time you're on.
Yeah.
Is love at first sight real?
I don't know. I think maybe spark at first sight, but I think love is a discovery. I think love is a discovery.
All right. And then our final question of Pete Peterson's party pack of questions. Who are two bands or artists that we do not know that we ought to check out?
Joe Chase is an amazing artist and they are coming on tour with me. And oh my God, their album is so freaking good. You've got to listen to it. It got described to me as Sheryl Crow, but make it queer. And it's awesome. I think it's perfect in description. And then the other artist, Connie Constance, she's from Watford, which is not too far from where I'm from. And she has this incredible record called Miss Power. And it's sort of about like, her lyrics are just insane. And she has this awesome, like British, like voice. Yeah, those two, Joe Chase and Connie Constance. And J-O-H is Joe. And Connie. Cool.
All right. Well, Joe Chase, Connie Constance, 2 Kate Nash picks. People go check them out. We'll wrap this up here. Kate, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
See her on tour. She, on her website, which will be linked in the description below. Listen to 9 Sad Symphonies. Get your favorite karaoke song ready. Apply for that. How do people apply for that, by the way? It was just so the people who are coming can do it.
Yeah, so keep an eye on my Instagram because I'm going to be putting it on my stories, and there's going to be a Google Doc that's going out that you can basically sign up to. And yeah, I'll be in Philadelphia on October 10th with Shamir, who's also like opening at the World Cafe Live. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, Shamir got the jam on the regular. Love that song. People will be hyped up and ready to go for your show. So, Kate, we can't thank you enough for coming on. Looking forward to hearing about the tour and as you go, safe travels throughout the United States.
Thank you so much. I hope to see you at a show.
Yeah, take care. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, bye.